Matthew, chapter 21, verse 4, all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. Then they actually go and get the colt. And the disciples went and did as Jesus commanded and brought the ass and the colt. Mark, and they went their way and found the colt. So it skips that quote or that reference to the prophecy being fulfilled. Luke, and they that were sent went their way and found even as he had said to them. John, chapter 12, verse 14. And Jesus, when he had found a young ass, sat thereon, as it is written, Fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, your king comes sitting on an ass's colt. These things understood not his disciples at the first. So this mentioned that Jesus found an ass and sat thereon. And then the quote. Should it be as it says in Matthew? The reason? All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. And then they go and get the colt. Or should it be that they get the colt, Jesus sits, and then there's the explanation of why, which is the quote, as it says in John. I'm going to have to reorganize one of them. I'm going to continue on with Matthew because Matthew reads the quote from Zechariah, but also probably because he's referring to the mention in Genesis 49. He's reading this quote before the disciples actually come back with the ass and the colt. So I'm continuing on with Matthew. All this is done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, as it is written. All this is done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. Okay, this is a situation similar to earlier when I came to John the Baptist. Was it spoken by a prophet, or was it written? It was both. I could put both. I could put it right here after might be fulfilled. So I could say that it might be fulfilled as it is written, which was spoken by the prophets, saying. It's kind of awkward. As it was written, which was spoken. No, that's bad. All this was done that it might be fulfilled. I could say, which was spoken as it was written by the prophet. No. I could just ignore it because it's very similar as it was written, which was spoken by the prophet. I want to go back and see what I did with the earlier section when it came to the introduction of John the Baptist. How did I combine that? For this is he that was spoken of, as it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah the prophet, saying. For this is he that was spoken of, as it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah the prophet, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, pray the way of the Lord. Spoken of as it was written. But it's saying as it was written in the book. So if I go here, I could stick with Matthew, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken as it is written by the prophet, saying. Yeah, okay, that's exactly how I do it earlier. For this is he that was spoken of, as it is written in the book of the words of Isaiah the prophet, saying. Okay. So I'm just going to stick with that because it's the same. This is the quote from Zechariah. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king comes to you. He is just, having salvation, lowly, riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass. The quote in John says, Fear not, daughter of Zion. The quote in Matthew says, Tell you, the daughter of Zion. In Zechariah, it says, Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. It's different from both of them. So I think, just to be honest, I want to put both of those beginnings. I don't know why John and Matthew say it differently, but to have equal representation, even though both are kind of off, I'm going to put that. I don't know what tell you means in Matthew. Tell you, the daughter of Zion? Saying what? Doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to try and correct what I think is wrong. That is a main goal of this project. I am not a Hebrew scholar. I'm not a translator. What I'm trying to do is combine everything, not rewrite it. Even though it looks like a rewriting, because I'm putting everything together and it kind of changes the sentence structure. So I'm not going to get rid of this really strange tell you, but I do want to put in what it says in John, Fear not, daughter of Zion. I don't want to put it after tell you, because then it would sound like tell you, fear not the daughter of Zion, as if the daughter of Zion is to be feared. But in John, it's talking to the daughter of Zion, fear not. I really want to change this to just fear not, daughter of Zion, as it exactly says in John. Why does Matthew say tell you? That makes no sense. Okay, if I have to put a writing of a quote, wouldn't it be right to put the most accurate quote of the original? I think it would. I think because of that, because I know what he's doing, I know what he's saying, he's quoting, and I have the original, I think it would be right to put the more accurate, even if it's not the same, the more accurate, because fear not is much closer to rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Would that be taking away? Would that be hiding something? I'm just choosing John over Matthew. They're both eyewitnesses. What the eyewitnesses? They're quoting, and we have the original quote. I took a closer look. In the small print underneath the quote in Matthew, it has another reference that I just didn't pay attention to before. Isaiah 62:11. Behold, the Lord has proclaimed to the end of the world, say you to the daughter of Zion, behold, your salvation comes. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. So, there's a portion of that verse that does actually fit in what is recorded in Matthew. Remember how Matthew said that what's happening not only was a fulfilling of Zechariah, but it's also a sort of coming to fulfillment of what was said in Genesis 49:9, I believe, when Jacob was blessing Judah. It seems as though what Matthew is writing might actually be referencing 3 different instances in the Old Testament, one of them being here in Isaiah, verses 62. Tell you, the daughter of Zion, behold, your king comes to you. That's almost the same as say you to the daughter of Zion, behold, your salvation comes. The first word is a little different, tell as opposed to say, but it's still speech, it's what's being spoken. That's pretty close, I can see that. And the only other change is the original says, behold, your salvation comes, but in Matthew it says, your king comes. And it would be as if Matthew is pointing with just the words tell you he's pointing to this quote back in Isaiah as if Jesus is not only king, fulfilling Zechariah, but also the salvation as spoken in Isaiah. Jesus is the Savior and the King. Because of that, I'm going to put these first two words, tell you, I'm going to put that back in. I'm definitely not going to put, tell you, fear not, the daughter of Zion, as if it's talking to someone saying, don't fear the daughter of Zion. No, what's being spoken is to the daughter of Zion. So if I'm going to put the whole quote, tell you the daughter of Zion, as if he's saying, say you, or you say to the daughter of Zion, I'm going to include the word the, which means that I can't put that first, because that wouldn't make any sense. Tell you the, fear not, daughter of Zion? No, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm going to have to say, fear not, tell you the daughter of Zion. Now, in purple, daughter of Zion. All the way to behold your king comes is the same in Matthew and John. To you, meek, and sitting upon an ass, and a colt the foal of an ass.